Hi all, and welcome to the video. In this one, it's Shade Playthrough number 23. Right, so we are in Inferno. And we've been here for a little bit of a while. There's not a lot happening. I really want sided Inferno missions because of faction. Once you go past level 200, then your faction affects how much XP you gain. A lot of people just want to do brink easies, and for higher levels, doing their research, they're a real easy ride. So I do get that. However, I need to do like a medium, maybe a hard brink for faction, and then hards or mediums for just general XP. Right, anyway, so while we're here, there's a couple of other things we can do while it's quiet on looking for team. So this is Inferno Frontier, and there's a few mobs here you could be killing in the meantime. They're not particularly high level, I think. They're about 190 to 200, and they do drop insignias. We'll see if we can get one from this guy. Not this time, but yeah, they do drop them. So while you're waiting, rather than just sit in the garden, unless that's what you want to do, there's a few other options you can take as well. We're going to go to a different area though, and don't need that anymore. Yes. So we're going to take a different exit. And we're going to go to Sorrow. Right, so here we are in Sorrow for Clan. If you're unredeemed stroked Omni, then you're going to come out at the top of this hill, I think, or near it. Yeah, it's over there. And you exit here, so there you go. So while you're waiting, if you've got a spare insignia or you're saved in the garden and you've got a beacon, you can easily get back pretty quick. And there's something else you can be looking for. If you've not come across them before, they exist in a couple of different sort of places, and you have to be a certain level to hand them in. And what I'm talking about is a doja chip. That's how I pronounce it. If that's wrong, tough. It's right for me. Now, the mobs that drop them the most in Inferno are the Somphis, and it's usually the lower ones. You don't need the higher ones. They pretty much are just part of a quest. Now, these mobs are around 200, 205, so at this level they're not a difficult kill. However, they're pretty heavily camped. For that reason, they also drop pearls. Oh, snagged one. Cool. Where are you? Or is it stuck in a wall somewhere? Can't tab anything. Pulled aggro from a mob stuck in the wall. You can see a few red dots there. Someone running away with demons over there. So I'm not going that way. We're going to go over this little bridge past the water. Everything looks a little dull in Inferno at the minute because technically it's night time. Ah, that's lovely. Someone's been and calmed them. Right, okay, so this is a Somphis. Now normally I would either pull them with an enhancer or without. I'm guessing that guy calmed them. Oh, pearl. Those are quite handy. One of these, even uncut, will sell for a few $100K. So, well worth grabbing. If you cut them, they will sell for even more, and a backpack full will net you roughly about 7 million. Just selling them to vendors. So I'll have a pop at this guy too. While we're killing these, it's pretty random on drops, but they can drop this item called a doja. Now, if you're in Inferno, you do need to be 205 to hand one of these in. So I'll keep killing until I get one. And if you've got no faction at all, one of these can give you a little bit. I don't think they'd give me any at this sort of a level now, so we'll just test that theory out. They can, however, drop insignias quite readily. Didn't gain any action there, they're too low. Well, there's a Mortig Predator over there, and I can't help but think someone managed to pull one here. I'm pretty sure they're not normally in this area, but I could be wrong. I am probably going to wind up with two of them here. We'll just deal with it. nothing there. This might get a bit hairy. So what I'll do instead is bring them over to me, I think. Oh, he's coming this way. Oh, 2 again. Now these Hothians, I don't think I've ever seen one drop from a Hothian. Don't think they're high enough level mobs or whatever kind of regulates it. They don't seem to qualify. Aha, there we go. I'll just read this out. Doja chip Inferno. Rarity unknown. It's a bit of trouble here. Finish him. I think I'm full. I am. Did I have room left in that one? I need a bit of a clear out. Right, so let's just make sure we've got some HP before we do anything else. So this is the area, and I've found more than anything, if you run sort of east-west along here, there's plenty of Somphis. You can see there's a couple there as well, but be careful around there. There's some higher level mobs involved for a quest. So if you're around this level, 205, etc., you know, Inferno mobs are pretty much going to squish you. Right, so Doja Chip Inferno on self must be level 205. Creature status deceased. Well, yeah, because, well, hey, we just killed it. Location Inferno, encryption data, looks like a serial key for software or something like that. Scarlet Dalquist, or Dalquist, Job Field Researcher, Doja Department. Note, right click to use this item. So we've got it in our inventory, so if we right click, you'll see the bar moving there. There we go. New waypoint uploaded. So it in fact gives you a mission. Description. You found a doja chip. You found a piece of hardware used by Job field scientists to tag and track creatures in Shadowlands. You'll be rewarded for returning the chip to the woman whose signature is imprinted on the chip, Scarlet Dahlquist. So that's who we need to go and talk to, and there's a few different ways there. You can jump off and make your way back to Job. As you can see, the map updates and tells you she's actually in Job Research. If I zoom out, sorry. There you go. So, as it happens, I've got a fairly quick way of getting there. Now, we've got more insignias than we need, I think, at this point. I think I had a whole pack of them somewhere, but... let's get ourselves somewhere safe before we start inspecting bags. Right, into the garden. Where is this? Ah, yeah, there we go. So, as you can see, they do drop quite often. So, I'm going to go, because I already have, from a very early episode I made, well, I say very early, it was still this year, which I made, I think, sort of April, May, sometime, how to do the quest for this key for the Garden of Aban. So we'll use that on the statue, and we're back in Nascence, but we're not staying here. We're going to passage to Frontier Bridge, exit here, and look where we are. So quite an easy, quick way back to where we're going. Good question. You're right. Do you know of any shoulder pads that can be worn under grid armour? Yeah, I think you could wear the sided ones. This is someone that quite often sends me messages, no matter what I'm doing. I've told them if I don't respond for several minutes, I'm probably trying either A, not to die, or I'm speaking on a video and I'm recording it, and he's, or they, I don't know if they're he or she, are pretty cool about that. Right, yeah, you're a wise old owl. Do you know of any shoulder pads that can be worn under grid armour? I think sided ones, but I know grid armour, the rules for it all changed because you can now wear it in Shadowlands in certain things. So, I'm not. Oh dear. There you go. The rules changed in 18.7, so I'm not that sure. Right, anyway, back to what we're doing. Scarlet Dahlquist. So, right-click to talk to her. Scarlet Dahlquist, here. I found a doja chip in Inferno. Hand it over. She's not very polite, this lady, but there we go. I suppose, technically, it does belong to her. So we give her that, and wallop. You can get a sort of daily mission reward or an Inferno mission completion reward from this lady here. And that's in addition to the same timer as a one here. You can only turn in one dojo chip today. So as you can see, it's an 18-hour timer, the same as your regular elite and PvP missions. Now, there's another guy here called Joseph Swire. Now, you can ask him for an elite assignment. we can only get Catacombs and Alapa at the minute, which I will probably grab before I try and solo Alapa. The other one he gives that's quite popular is, in fact, the Lord of the Void mission, but I believe you have to be 215, level 215 to actually get that mission. So yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. Right, so that's as much as we can do there, but just to give you a bit of an update on the Shade, basically I'm levelling them up a bit, I think to about 207 it's going to be, and then they will start gearing up into betas and definitely into some better HUD items. I'll get the defensive and nano skill HUDs. I've done all the spec quests, so I will simply get hold of the better nanos, although the best ones are locked to the Dust Brigade quests, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do that with this character, because as I say, it was only really created for these videos, and I already have a 220 Shade with all the toys, and it's even the same breed, which was probably pretty daft of me to do that, but there we are. Well, that's quite good. It doesn't do that in the old engine. Yeah, so yeah, nighttime. I think that's the only other update on this character, other than I managed to farm a blood-soaked Cloak of Dishonour. It's kind of the back armour of choice for Shade. You can see I've made a start on that tier 1. Some work to do there. So I'll probably farm some bits. I'll probably do quite a few runs in DB2 if anyone else wants to farm any gear in there, even if it is the same stuff that they want. It's pretty easy to farm together. You just disband the team and reform, and you've done it. Now then, what I considered at this level, I mean, once you're into the sort of early 200s, so like as we are now, 205, you're pretty much doing your dailies and missions in Inferno, if you can. So it's not really great viewing. We've kind of dried up on a lot of the quests. I do want to save another quest in Sheol, which is the Yutto's quest. I want to save that for a separate video. I think I did about two or three of the steps and then sort of left it and did the scientist one instead because I felt like it. So anyway, while we're here, I'll just show you. This is a regular vendor, and if I drop that in, so there you go, 250,000 straight away. It used to be, and I don't think it is anymore, if you went to, well, what you would do is you would cut them with one character, and then the character had the absolute highest comp lit, or a trader, even better. Was it a trader? Yeah, and a trader. You went into the specialist commerce shop, and you would sell it there. The rest of us would sell it to a guy in here, but I don't think he does anymore. Yeah. It used to give you more, but as you can see now, he'd give you nothing. Whereas if you sell to one of these, it's exactly the same price. So we'll just sell the two. I don't really need a massive amount of creds in the minute. So there we go. That is a fair bit of money. If you, like I say, if you grab quite a few of them and hand them all in, then you do quite well. Now, I don't think I've seen any footage from anybody about one building, and this is a bit of a meandering Shade playthrough, because do you really want to watch me haphazardly get through a team mission with random pickup people? And if the answer is yeah, fine, okay, we'll do that, and we'll just see how badly it goes. Plus, I've also started a secondary playthrough, but I want to show you something in ICC I don't think anyone's bothered to show any footage of yet, and I do find it relatively amusing. Oh my god, the lag! God, you get nerfed on frame rate. Look at that, I'm down to 33, 35 frames a second in here, and it doesn't matter if I drop my resolution down from 1440, it's just as bad. It's just the area's not optimised. It looks great, don't get me wrong, but the frame rate is not the best. Right, there's this shop here, Phase Font, and it used to be out on a little raft out on Newland Lake. So if we enter into here, hopefully we don't run out of RAM. No, it hasn't crashed. So, the size of this building! How cool is that? You can see all, what do these vehicles look like, etc. Well, here we go. You can see now. You see all this obsidian, personalised, mechanised vehicles. Looks pretty cool, actually. And a few more. There's one, I've only ever seen one person sort of hoofing around in one of these. There you go. It's quite smart. Looks great in sunshine. So you can see what the surfboards look like, or hoverboards, I suppose technically is more accurate. And the various flying vehicles. So you sort of know exactly what you're getting before you buy it. Except I can't find who to buy it off in here. There's a robot to talk to, but he doesn't actually offer to sell them. Unless you buy them from... do you just buy them from the in-game store now? Is that what it is? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, so you buy them there for Funcom points instead, which is a bit of a shame, really. And in here, lots of the social stuff you can see. So there you go, bridal collection. So if you're a role player and you're planning a wedding, etc., you can come here and check out all the different outfits. You could have your bridesmaid in, and you're in a different one, or whatever it happens to be. And for the stag do, yeah, we've got the mankinis. So you can have a look at the swimwear. There you go, thong, mankini, all cloned, look. And just to prove the point that Atrox are in fact neuter, you can see they're ill-equipped to do anything at all with anyone. So there we are. And over here, some other items. So we can see the well, how do you pronounce that? Pinetti, I suppose, isn't it? Pinetti. It's very sort of Italian gangsterish. So yeah, Pinetti. Orientation package. That's pretty cool if you're a Trox with that on, isn't it? And then for some reason you get tights if you're female, and a thing stuck up your nose. I know, I think that's actually just part of her mesh. Then you've got guy in pink, his tuxedo. I don't think there's any others. Yeah, that's kind of it. In this door, I don't know, I'm guessing this is supposed to be a fitting room. As far as I know, you can't get up there. But I might have an explore at some point and see if I can't do it. So there you go. Now what I like about this building is, right, you've seen how big it is, right? You've seen how big this building is. It is enormous. So let's just do this. And go back out to the lag. Right, so here's the building on the outside. Do you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now, I don't remember going down any sort of stairs. Do you? I don't. So I'm thinking Funcom, I've managed to build a TARDIS. Anyway, folks, I'll keep this one short. We will progress. So once I get to 207, I will do another Shade playthrough. Shade playthrough number 20. Where are we on? We're on 3 now, 23. So Shade playthrough number 24 will be the new gear, etc. And hopefully by then, we will be soloing a lapper. So until next time, folks, bye for now.